Let's talk about one of my favorite scientists, Charles Darwin, or as I like to call him, Chuck D. Darwin was born in England in 1809 into a kind of wealthy family. His father was a physician and his mother died at a young age. As a kid, he was interested in nature and collecting things and being outside. His father sent him to medical school, which he really didn't enjoy. He hated the sight of blood and actually kind of failed out. Darwin was then sent to be a clergyman or a minister, and he really didn't enjoy it, but he did enjoy his science classes. He became an assistant to the botanist John Henslow, and it was here where he gained an understanding of how to classify plants and animals. He also became an assistant to Adam Sedgwick, who is one of the founders of modern geology, and this is where Darwin started to understand deep time. Darwin was then able to go on a voyage of the HMS Beagle. The main goal of the voyage was to chart the coastline of South America. Darwin was kind of the naturalist for the ship, but he was more of a companion for the captain. And Darwin actually became very seasick during parts of the voyage. When Darwin made it to South America, he observed raised beaches in Argentina that showed fossils at the tops of mountains and showed that the Earth was millions of years old. He would eventually make it to somewhere called the Galapagos Islands. These are a set of islands around 600 miles off the coast of Ecuador. These islands are volcanic islands, which means they appeared at different time periods over the past couple million years. So each island is kind of unique with the life that you would find on it. You can see the Galapagos Islands here being off the coast of Ecuador, and each of these islands having unique features and ecosystems. Two of the more notable species are the Galapagos tortoises and the Darwin finches. Each island seemed to have a different type of finch and tortoise that was specific to that island. Side note, I actually got to go to the Galapagos Islands back in 2018, and these tortoises are humongous. Darwin questioned why there was such diversity of these tortoises and finches on each island. He didn't fully understand evolution by natural selection when he came to the islands, but he made a lot of important observations here. After the voyage, Darwin took years to analyze his specimens. He made observations that the island's finches resembled those found in Ecuador, and each island had a different food source that forced the finches to kind of evolve around the environment, and that evolution was really mainly around these different types of beaks. It took 20 years for Darwin to gather evidence and to write his theory. During this time, he was corresponding with scientists, gathering evidence, and he wrote 200 pages worth of his theory of natural selection. And on November 24th, 1859, he published his book called On the Origin of Species by Natural Selection. This book revolutionized biology and the way we think about life on Earth. It's important to remember, though, that Darwin wasn't the first to identify that species could change. It's just because Darwin was the most correct with his mechanism, natural selection.